God, I feel like Sentence to be a Hero episode 11 just turned full shonen battler. I might get some flack for this, but I have to admit that like it felt like this episode just like it just felt like a battler. It didn't feel like, it had substance to it. It's just like, let's charge and blow each. They're cool fight scenes. Don't get me wrong. Like the whole sequence, like fighting Shiji and the Iron Whale, that whole segment on the actual bridge was really cool. I mean, it's some cool little battle scenes there. I have to admit, damn, I was expecting more from these characters, but it was a cool little sequence. But it kind of devolves to what I sort of don't like about shonen battlers, which is just like a bunch of yelling, like powers are going back and forth. There's no like semblance of like strategy happening. It's just kind of running a bunch and explosions, and then suddenly bust out the big super magic sword that we could have, busted out from the very beginning and swing it and everything finishes. Make a little comment about the sword itself just to make you have that little bit of intrigue, but then everything gets wiped out and the victory is there. It has that feeling to it, which is a little bit icky, but it wasn't a horrible episode. Like I said, it was still fun. It's still fun in the end, which is what shonen battlers do. They're fun. I just, unfortunately, for my want more of that substance, want something to kind of chew on, which we did get a little bit in this episode, so I guess we can get into that stuff. But let's start things off with Kivia, obviously. We just dabbled a little bit more into her and her suspicions of Marlin. I was hoping we get a little bit more, but it seems like she is still questioning Marlin about, how he gets this information, how he knew about the fairies, obviously implying that I don't think he got this information from the squad. He probably got it from somebody else. He's just assuming that it was this squad. And yeah, he's saying that they can't talk anymore, which implies to me that he probably killed them. Or at least they got wiped out or something like that. And he's acting like he got information from them, which I think for her probably really sucks. So it does seem like she does go out of her way to, pass the baton to her second in command. I think it's his second in command, Rajit, I think. Hand it over to him. He seems like he's very loyal to her, so he's going to handle things. And she goes to, yes, Frenchie. I like Frenchie so much. Goes to her and like begging her for information. I'm not like your spy or something like that. Don't go to the Night Guns to do your spy work. Now I'll handle it. Like even though she says that, she's like, yeah, I'll have information for you by tomorrow morning. I'm doing it for Xylo. Yeah, obviously I'm doing it for Xylo, which I assume is because, yes, this whole situation involves Xylo. I'm assuming that Kivia told Frenchie about the potential that Marlene might be involved with something, or at least is trying to get information specifically about where the information came from for this attack, how all this information is coming to them, how Marlene pulled everybody together, all that stuff. Trying to get information about that. And potentially, Frenchie could see, okay, Xylo keeps getting pulled into this, Marlene is pulling him into stuff, so yeah, I kind of want to look into Marlene too, because he's potentially going to get my boy involved in something I don't want him involved with. He could be, leading him to doom. I mentioned that before, last episode. It really does seem like Marlene is trying to use Xylo. He's trying to get Xylo involved with him. I think he wants to wield him. It seems like that's counter, as we see in this episode, to what Bujim and his king wants. But still, for Marlene specifically, I think he wants Xylo, he wants the goddess. So again, that gives her a reason for at least wanting to help and figure this out. But additionally, yes, I like the fact that, never let an opportunity slip, right? She's like, I also get a favor owed from a holy knight. So it all works for me, right? She's crafty. I really do like Frenchie's character. But outside of that, again, there wasn't really too much to kind of, expand on what Kivia has found with the situation. It's just her concerns, and she's investigating things still, which was what we pretty much had in the previous episode. Outside of them, though, during the battles, we got a couple little tidbits here. I like how we have at some point, Norgal is trying to keep Dota from fleeing. Dota's like, I want to get out of here. Can we flee yet? No, you have Sov's staff over there. Go ahead and use that. That thing's too big. I can't use that thing. Can we get out of here? But Norgal mentioned the fact that, yes, through his, I guess he's meaning here Xylo. Through Xylo, he has learned that Dota is the type of person that, while yes, he's a villain, he's a scumbag or whatever, he's somebody that makes miracles happen. We've seen that, obviously, with the very first battle that we had in the series. Everything's going to crap. You think that Dota's gone. Then Dota shows up. He stole a weapon. Here's a weapon. Oh, yeah, here's a goddess. Oh, here's a bunch of bandits chasing me because I stole all of our money, or mercenaries. He's somebody that just makes miracles happen. He's somebody that, again, as we've seen with his past, whenever he sees somebody in danger, he can't help but help them. That was that whole reason why he got in trouble, is because the prince came to him and said, please help me. I could not help him. He was in threat. And whenever I see somebody in threat, I have to do something. It's the same with everybody else. It's the same with Xylo when the Demon Lord from the very first episode was coming after him and he was in danger. here's a bomb. He always manages to pull through in the end. That's the type of person he is. Norgal sees that, or at least he's heard about that. He knows that he can pull it off. Outside of him, we got some more creeper moments with Rhino. Rhino is just, I'm more and more thinking that Rhino just really likes Xylo. Like, I was making a joke before where it's like stranger danger. Like, Rhino, again, creeps out Tereta, and it kind of gives that sense of like, I hope not. I hope there's like no like kids kind of thing, please don't. And then like right here, he's just like, he's thirsting over Xylo. Like, he doesn't want to let down Xylo. I don't know, though. Again, I think it's in the element of like the warp mind and stuff like that. I was hoping in this episode we would at least get either Tatsuya or Rhino. And it really sucks because I think we only have like one more episode. Yeah, we only have one more episode. I was hoping we'd get at least Tatsuya. I was really hoping we'd at least get the backstory to Tatsuya. That sucks. Maybe. I don't think so. I think the next episode is going to be Spriggan and potentially a little bit of reveal on Marley, and it's going to wrap up. I don't know. We'll see. I think there's a potential that this could get a sequel. I think it's doing decently well, but either way, getting back to this. Yeah, Rhino really doesn't want to let Xylo down. I like that initial introduction where they're trying to get the people to come out of the building, and it's like, hey, let us out. Zedrites, like jumping up. Hey, people, you can trust us. She's trying to jump up there to get to see everybody. Please, I'm the goddess Tereta. You can trust me. I think he kind of lift her up. Then yeah, he just pops up there and say, yeah, the light thunder lord something. There's some rumor about his name, and this is the goddess Tereta, the sword goddess, and you can trust them and everything. And Xylo's like, what the hell? Who told you that? What the hell? You handle things here. I'm gonna go over here. I would never let you down. I would. What would I do? I would have no life meaning if you didn't like me or something like that. It's like, dude, stop it. But yeah, hinting in again about his aspect of sacrificing people. Hey, Xylo, before you go, let's establish like a hierarchy here. Let's establish our priority about who dies. Because, hey, it makes sense. He's literally asking Xylo, what's the trolley? Like, if I have these two paths here and it's got to go somewhere, something's got to explode. There's a threat here, there's a threat here. I'm not going to be able to shoot both of them. There's the old people and the young people. Do I sacrifice the old people, obviously? It's a stupid mentality here because it's really like, just do whatever you can and something happens, it happens. But it's also a logical question mark because, yes, people might possibly have to die. And who do I prioritize? The triage, basically. But anyways, that's, again, his desire to, I guess, establish his stuff up front when you can literally just not ask the question, move. Get the hell out of here, and then worry about it later. But that's when we get down to probably the biggest disappointment of this episode. We did get one scene with Iron Whale talking to Bujum. Bujum is probably the reason why, deep down, I honestly am disappointed in this episode. What really, truly disappoints me in this episode is not really the fact that we had a battle. It's not the fact that it felt very Shonen Battler. It just felt like, because it's very Shonen Battler, I got robbed of a character's storyline. Like, we could have spent more time on that. Bujum, I felt, had a lot of potential as a character. Now, he could possibly not be dead, but they claim that the sword kills anything. Like, there's nothing it can't destroy. It's apparently a world destroyer. But Bujum, I was hoping a little bit more out of, because it felt like he was our first look into a demon lord that has some sort of sentience. They're able to speak. You can communicate with them. And yes, we confirmed this episode he is a demon lord, which I wasn't really 100% sold on, because we knew that Spriggan was a demon lord. We knew that Spriggan could morph into other things, but Spriggan was controlling Bujum, and so that made me feel like Bujum might not be an actual, demon lord, that he was underneath them, so one level underneath the demon lord, a general or something like that. But no, Bujum turns out to be a demon lord. While he's talking to Iron Whale, he's mentioned the fact that, I respect this goddess killer a lot. I really don't want to kill him, but the king told me I have to, so I have to get rid of him. And the Iron Whale's talking about the fact that, wow, I thought that, demon lords would be more, savage. I thought you guys would be rushing in there wanting to kill everything. He's like, no, I'm not like that. There are some that, are like that, but no, I'm not like that. I actually respect humans. And the only person that seems to respect my train of thought is my king. And that kind of tipped Iron Whale a little bit on there, like, wait, so you demon lords have kings? I didn't know that. So again, that confirms that Bujum is a demon lord, but it also implies that there is another level. There is a commanding of the demon lords, which I would have assumed the case, right? It's not really a shock to me. I mean, there is a possibility that it's just strictly demon lords and they pop up and they just blight over in this direction, but this sort of gives them, yes, a central commanding. Like, this is not just this pops up and just goes this direction, destroys things. It implies that there's somebody above them that is orchestrating things, which does technically make things more difficult. It does imply a lot more bigger of a threat. Additionally, of course, also implies the idea that it could be more powerful than even demon lords. So yeah, it reveals quite a bit here. But going back to Bujum, despite the fact that we kind of reveal that hierarchy system and that there's going to be potentially more things to get into here, which was the assumption, Bujum himself is interesting because he, again, is breaking away from the mold. It isn't simply just, I gotta kill things, there's humans, I gotta kill them. He's somebody that respects humans and wants to learn more about humans and learn from them, learn their normal behaviors. Like, that was the thing that we got from when we first met him, was like, he kept apologizing, saying, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that's what you guys normally do. Oh, I learned something, thanks for teaching me that. Oh, that's what you guys do. Okay, that's weird, I didn't think you guys would do that. That's odd. Oh, that's the way that you do that. He was inquisitive to the human nature, and to have that, again, with the final battle being, oh, I have to kill the goddess because that's what I'm supposed to do. Here, let me go fight you because I got to kill the goddess. That's what the king wants. Oh, there's the sword again. It destroys everything. Ah, dead. Potential. Potential just lost. And it wasn't just Bujum in that final part right there. It was also Shiji. Like, I had like my prediction around Shiji. Shiji was somebody that looked like they were conflicted, unlike Iron Whale, to join the Demon Blight. To join them and, you know, do work for them and essentially betray humans. She had a hesitation there. They're like, do you want to do, I would hate to kill you, but do you want to join us too? And there she is, stand there with them. She's taking that money and staining her hands to kill humans, all for herself. She's sacrificing everybody else for her own self. It wasn't like this idea that, like with Iron Whale, where it's like, I'll do anything for money. I don't care about humans. Whoever pays the bills, I just want to destroy things. Shiji was like, again, a potential that she had life that she respected. She did have human lives that she wanted to protect. She had purpose outside of her job and all that kind of stuff. But again, she gets kicked to them. Shiji, I think more than anything, I like Bujum. I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see he has to die in this whole fight. But Shiji, I'm like, maybe we'll get some. Nope. They just kicked her in the air and she nuked. she got kicked up in the air. Neely just straight cooked her. She gone. And yeah, like Bujum, he gets the sword, so I'm assuming he's dead. The sword, I kind of assume this whole thing because I think they mentioned previously that it was like, did they mention that it was a world destroyer? I don't think they did. They did mention the fact that it was from another world. This is a sword that is summoned from another world, which is interesting to kind of add to that comment there, because now that Bujum is claiming that it is a world destroyer, which I would wonder how he knows about that, unless they're from another world as well. Like, Bujum and the Demon Lords are from another world. Do they know about other universes or other worlds? And do they know about the sword that potentially could have destroyed another world? Question mark. I don't know. You have to acknowledge at this point, they keep bringing up other worlds. Tatsuya was potentially summoned by a goddess with one of their powers from another world. You have Bujum is talking about the sword being from another world. The swords itself are being summoned from another world. It keeps talking about other worlds. It's almost like they're implying this is a reverse isekai kind of story. The idea of this is the world that they're in that is bringing stuff in, rather than it's a character going to another world. It is a bringing to this world kind of concept there, reverse isekai. So I don't know whether that's significant or not. We'll have to wait and see. Speaking of Tatsuya, though, we did find out that apparently he's good with staves. I wasn't expecting that. It's like, okay. It's like, this guy's so cool. Again, I don't see it happening next episode, but I really wanted Tatsuya's episode because I feel like his story is going to be so tragic, but so interesting. Like, of just how, like, again, pained he seems like he's fighting. I don't think that's just pure psychoticness. I think that's pain. I always get this impression that he's full of pain when he's fighting. But yeah, during the fight, it kind of implied that Xylo was feeling great again. Like, this is something that he's experienced before, and he's kind of getting those little anxieties about, will, you know, Tirete hold out? Is my body going to hold out? All these kind of fears, but at the same time feeling that he is being fueled like he used to be once before. Like, this is how he once was. This is my peak when I was fighting alongside, Sonerva and whatnot. I'm getting back to that, but at the same time, I think there's a little bit of a fear there again with Tirete and her limbs as well. But anyways, it leads out to a big explosion and everything is done. So there you go. It was, again, despite my little misgivings of it feeling very shonen-y, not really like, cool fighting sequences and strategy given to it, at least was decently portrayed. The animation was pretty solid as well. But in the end, solid episode. Looking forward to the finale next week and hopefully an official announcement for a sequel. But that's my thoughts on the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content, you want to support the channel more, become a member. Until next time, you'll take care.